Hi, this is Nick Lowry at Windsong Dojo. I'm here with Damon Corneli, my buddy, who's going to help me go through a couple of explanations of the release movements. Again, these release movements are fairly idiosyncratic to our particular lineage and style. In other forms of Tamiki Aikido branches, you see a variety of release and kazushi actions that include these and extrapolate even further on some of them. And in our particular form, they largely come from the Miyake lineage of thinking with regard to these. Release actions are actually accomplish far more than actual just releasing. So the activity of being grasped, being held onto as a form of attack is fairly common in that it precedes the rest of the attack coming on. It's an attempt by the attacker to wrest some control of our body so that he can then proceed to do worse damage, pull us in, or start swinging in and punching us, or terrible things, exactly. But as a form itself, the activity of release happening here at the wrist, working against the physiological weaknesses in gripping and in the structure of the arm, and the body turning, is only one small part of it. The hidden and more interesting element in release is not the release activity at the wrist so much, but the effect of kazushi, or the effect of off balance on the person's body. What actually drives a release action has some qualities happening right there at the local effect of the wrist and the grip, but largely is being driven, or entirely ideally being driven, by Hazumi and the activity of the whole center of gravity moving through space, so that if we have Damon stepping down this line and laying his grip on us, boom, and we do nothing with the hand, we do nothing with the wrist, we just keep a unbendable arm structure so that we have a slight little locking function in our shoulder girdle that keeps everything stabilized, and we just move our center of gravity out into a place where he can't maintain stability. We've really done the basic job of the release. If I were to do this in an exaggerated form, it would roll all the way out down this line, and Damon would have to fall down. So we don't go to such an extreme. We take it only so far as he has to begin to recover his balance and come back to stability. And then we exploit that recovery of balance in the next set of steps. So we're going to look at number one, release. We start out here, largely in front of our center of gravity. If you're a little higher, you'll have a certain set of releases that will be easier. If you're a little too low, you'll have a set of other releases that'll be easier. If you stay right in the middle, just right, you'll wind up in the space where most all the release functions will be easy. So this is sort of your optimal zone, kind of between the solar plexus and the navel, for the hand being projected out to start from. As he takes his grip, I'm going to make a little function of pushing. I'm going to start the action right from the little finger, and my palm rotates into a pushing function. The wrist activates. This happens as the grip is coming on. And if I do it just at the right time, you see his body get into a little problem. Then it looks like I'm lifting up. I'm trying to go and push up on him, but no. It's just the activity of the wrist. The wrist will stay in place, but the action happening as he tries to grip is causing his body to bobble a little bit, because as two centers of gravity come together in human physiology and one person grasps another, there's a joining function in the proprioceptive system that's trying to stabilize and get ready to understand how to move around as two centers of gravity joined into one big center of gravity. While that's happening, there's a vulnerability. The process of grip and acquiring grip, he tries to function, and that gets interrupted a little bit. So he has this little action right here, but our center still hasn't gotten into motion. We're going to put that together with the center of gravity in motion in the first step, stepping off the line of the attack. So he's just going on down that same line he was on, and we have slipped right off the line of the attack. If we do this facing at the camera, with Damon coming straight at me, you can see more clearly the direction I'm heading and the alignment of everything as it's happening. Now from here, we're going to follow his next action of rise and fall and meet it with a following action flowing around the grip and into a control position. One may come back and execute all sorts of techniques. You can have a whole laundry list of wonderful things to do once you've reacquired the center and turned on the man. It may be, and it's a very common practice, that as he's turning to come get us, we push straight towards the center line, coming toward the face, a shomanate type action. It may be that as he comes to try to re-engage us, we just rotate behind the arm. And we have a nice oshitoshi function or a stretching out function for the armbar. Really, how they end is not the critical element in releases. How they begin and how they affect kazushi or off balance is what releases are looking at as their primary mode. So not too interested at this point at the variety of techniques that we can employ. We'll go into that further later. But just for normal practice, probably the smoothest is just to take it around into the elongated ellipse. Like this. Now, the process of doing that, we should pay attention in all of our releases, but here in the first one, as we're learning to do that, we'd like to get our feet in synchrony. We'd like to time the action of our foot hitting the ground in time with our uke's foot hitting the ground. So that if we were to do this in a beginner sort of way and to just start into this process, we'd make very large, big steps. And we could actually time them together. We could count them out, actually. Let's try that. He's going to attack, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's an action or a way of perceiving it that lets us get into step with the man, which unifies the rise and fall of our bodies and starts training our nervous system and our reflexive nervous system to start getting into harmony or creating a wase with our partner. We're getting into a harmonious flow of rhythm of rise and fall by establishing a rhythmic stepping with. On each given movement of the feet and action of the feet, we want our foot action to be following with and precisely mirroring the activity. Later, we'll do activities that get off of that mirroring idea, that we're slightly behind him, for instance, will be a popular way to go. But initially, to establish a baseline for your walking and your releases, you have to have a synchrony. You have to have a metronomic function in the back of your mind that's monitoring the foot striking of uke and tying the timing of your feet hitting the ground along with that. So let's watch that one more time and see if I can do it. Just like that. Beautiful. Why don't you give it a try? I'll attack you. Yes. Good. Excellent.